Hi guys, and welcome to your weekly horoscope. This one is for Monday the 6th of March, going through until Sunday the 12th of March, 2023. Thanks for joining me. It's a pleasure to be with you today. I'm going to go through each day of the week to see what the planets are doing, how they interact with one another, and what energy that brings up. The point of these horoscopes then is to try and get a sense of what that energy is all about so you can make the most of all the good stuff that comes along with it and avoid some of the difficulties. So this week to me seems very serious. It seems very, big things are happening. We've got a full moon in Virgo that happens on Tuesday the 7th. And then we also have Saturn changing signs. And that's a really big deal because Saturn is an outer planet. It moves kind of slowly. It's been in Aquarius since 2020. And now it moves into Pisces this week. And it stays in Pisces until 2025. And then it goes into Aries. So it's kind of a significant thing. So I'll go into more detail on that. But starting with Monday, the 6th of March, we've got the Sun is in Pisces, and that sextiles Uranus and Taurus. So I like that combination because the Sun in Pisces is very flexible, adaptable, focused on the bigger picture. And it blends its energy with Uranus in Taurus, so change in a practical way, in a physical sense. And it means your intuition is going to guide you through any process like that without you digging your heels in or resisting things or getting upset or tense about it. The Virgo moon then opposes Mercury in Pisces and it quincunxes Jupiter in Aries and Chiron in Aries. So the Virgo moon is going to make you feel very comforted by organization and structure and things being routine and labeled and organized. The opposition with Mercury in Pisces, I think, is a good thing because Mercury in Pisces, again, is very romantic and it's concerned with communicating some sort of healing message or some sort of spiritual message. And the opposition with the Virgo moon means you're operating on both levels. You can organize practical things and get all the details together. But also on a spiritual level, you're being guided very much. So you're not losing yourself in all the details. You continue to see the bigger picture. What am I planning to do here? And you operate on many different levels. So with that, anything that needs, where you need to make a decision or you want to get something new going, Monday is a good day for that. With the quincunx to Jupiter in Chiron, that's the starting something on your own. Jupiter is good fortune, good luck. In Aries, it's about what am I doing on my own, independently, and how am I moving things forward, regardless of what's happening around me. And Chiron in Aries is the wounded healer in the sign of the Ram, and it says doing things for yourself and kind of overcoming obstacles and kind of almost competing with yourself, proving to yourself that I can do this. Those are things at the moment that feel very nurturing and healing. So with the good luck of Jupiter on top of that, and Virgo putting you firmly on the ground, it's a good idea to say, what can I build? What new thing can I look at and create? So it starts full on this week. With the Pisces Sun and Uranus, you're able to deal with change very, very well. So you're super focused, you're grounded, you're practical. You may have epiphany moments when working with details and you may get a clearer picture of what the big plan is. So something that's maybe eluded you if you've been trying to make changes, but you don't know exactly how and which direction. By being focused on details and working at something that can even be a little bit mundane, you may get these epiphany moments, these ideas that aren't really related to the actual details. So it is a great day to start any new type of venture or enterprise on Monday the 6th. Moving on to Tuesday, the 7th of March, we do have a full moon in Virgo now at 1:40 in the afternoon, and that's based on Central European time. I'll make a separate video on this, but the full moon is when the sun and the moon oppose each other. The moon is fully illuminated, and it has this moment of achievement and triumph. It's been working on this all month, and during the full moon, it kind of says, I've done it, and it lets go of energy and showers us with it. Virgo is this earth sign that's ruled by Mercury, the communication planet, that's interested in listening and learning and analyzing and making sense of in order to create meaning and order. So with that full moon on Tuesday, Things that at other times may seem boring, or, you know, I'm being a little obsessive here. Those things will feel very comforting during the full moon. Amongst other things, but that's what I feel is the highlight, that anything that is tangible and predictable and that gives you a sense of security, I understand this, those are things I think you'll gravitate towards. So it's not a huge time for taking risks, which is interesting because that then kind of mitigates the influence of Venus in Aries, Chiron in Aries, and Jupiter in Aries to a certain extent. And those three are all saying, hey, do something on your own, start a new relationship, start a new business, go travel. So a lot of kind of inner skepticism and scrutiny comes up via this full moon in Virgo. The moon then also opposes the sun in Pisces, because it's a full moon, and Neptune in Pisces, which is next to the sun. So Neptune is the water planet of dreams and intuition. The sun is your identity. And that's a nice combo because I also feel it softens Virgo a little bit. And it's similar to the day before where you're operating on an earthy grounded level, but you're also operating on a spiritual intuitive level. So it is a good time to make decisions. It's a good time to kind of navigate delicate situations as well, I think, with other people. The Virgo moon then squares Mars in Gemini and it trines Uranus in Taurus. That makes you far more expressive and, again, willing to deal with change, but particularly to organize the change and to run it and to say, this is how it should be done. The Virgo moon then quincunxes Venus in Aries. So there's a lot going on here. Chiron in Aries and Jupiter in Aries. Those four are now saying, get something off the ground, please. And here on Tuesday, the 7th of March, the big deal of the week is that Saturn goes into Pisces. So Saturn is an outer planet and it's significant. Like I always say in my personal readings, the most important thing, I think transit-wise, that can happen is your Saturn return, which happens 3 times in life. And there are these moments of real recognition of who you are, what your life is. And if it's not aligned with who you want to be, the opportunity to really throw everything up in the air and to start again and to start in the right direction. When the Saturn return happens, it can often feel very difficult because it scrutinizes you in a really intense way. And it's almost like it prompts you to make the changes that it wants. So it's very interesting to see what sign it's in your birth chart, because that is partly the expectation of what you're going to contribute. Okay, so Saturn in itself is the outer planet of structure and security. And is this correct? Let's double check it. It's really about having things squared off and looking at things from I don't know why I'm hesitating. I don't know if it's old man time, but I would say Saturn, because it moves so slowly, but also its kind of focus is to look at big chunks of time, you know, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, and to say, well, looking at this bigger picture, what are the patterns and what can we agree that I do here in my life? Or it's really scrutiny on a big level. Yes. Okay. So with Saturn having been in Aquarius for the last 2-3 years, it was very much about information and respect for the wisdom of other people and being willing to learn. Saturn in Aquarius, though, I think also was like institutions and things being quite rigid and strict and, you know, no one is special, everyone's the same kind of thing. And with it now going into Pisces, I find that much softer and much lovelier. Because Saturn, you know, if you're constantly walking around with a magnifying glass staring at everything, is this right, is this right? It can make people nervous. But Saturn, that same thing in Pisces, is kind of like softened by the greater perspective, which is the opposite of being scrutinized, right? It's like everything will work out. There's a bigger picture here. There's some bigger plan. It kind of takes the wind out of Saturn's sails a bit, I would say. And to me, this is like heralding a 2-year era now coming up until 2025. That's going to be more forgiving, more focused on connecting with other people in a genuine, loving, human way, connecting with the bigger meaning of your life. They're all considerations which are a little bit more about your spirituality and what's happening to you on a larger scale. So with this, it's also a great time to figure things out. Yeah, and Saturn in Pisces, to me that says, if you listen to your intuition for the next 2 years and you meditate on what the universe wants for your life, Saturn and Pisces, that combo, they will help you build that life that you want. It's like, what I'm seeing is, you know, in a garden when you have those stone slabs in the grass to walk through? Yeah. Okay. Wednesday, the 8th of March, we've got the Virgo moon forming a trine with Pluto in Capricorn. So I want order, I want structure, I want to get things boxed off. But I'm also willing to work for change. Or I'm ready to graduate all this organizing. I want to now expand upon it. So lots more energy comes in for you to transform things. It's still a good time to start new ventures, but this is very much related to work now. The moon goes into Libra at 3:44 in the afternoon, so that's fabulous for your relationships. You're going to be very considerate of other people's feelings. You'll feel creative. You'll enjoy telling stories. The Libra moon quincunxes Saturn in Pisces. To me, that says, how can I enjoy moments where I feel totally balanced and connected, whether it's with other people or spiritually? To me, that's very relaxed and picturesque and romantic, and it's like taking a boat ride with like the willow trees. To me, that's very romantic. So on Wednesday, the 8th of March, I think it's a great opportunity to get to work via the Virgo and Pluto combo, to continue organizing your life, but then again, seeing, okay, everything's in place. What needs to come next now where I haven't gone before? Relationships are very much supported by the moon in Libra, and you may feel an appreciation for anything artistic or romantic at this time. Thursday, the 9th of March, we've got the moon still in Libra, and now it opposes Chiron and Jupiter in Aries. So that's really great because the Libra moon gives you this consideration and ability to connect with other people very well and to enjoy their company. And then Chiron and Jupiter in Aries are still pushing you to do things for yourself. So any new relationships you start or anything that you start during this time fundamentally contains this element of, this was started when I felt balanced, solid, and like I was operating on a lot of different levels and things were, yeah, in order. Everything was operating at maximum capacity. The moon also quincunxes Mercury in Pisces. So again, the romance aspect, but also that's very creative. And if you're a writer or a musician or a composer, Thursday is great for that. And the Libra moon also quincunxes Uranus and Taurus and the sun in Pisces. So I'm willing to adapt and to not take things so seriously and to listen to my intuition and to manage things that way. So Thursday, I think, is amazing. I think it feels light. It feels upbeat. It's a great day for kind of group activities and having fun, and really fundamentally because you're so relaxed and balanced and you feel like anything that comes up, you will be able to handle and manage easily. So there's very little potential for conflict here and a huge desire for adventure. So allow yourself to spend time with loved ones, friends, and if you can, see what new thing you can explore. Friday, the 10th of March, we've got the Libra moon forming an opposition with Venus in Aries, which again, I love. I was thinking about this earlier when I wrote this horoscope. I was like, okay, the Libra moon is your feelings are very much about balance, connecting with other people, being creative, expressing your love. And the opposition in itself is when two things are 180 degrees away, right? So that's over there, that us and them, me and others, right? It's very much about distance. And it opposes Venus in Aries, and Venus in Aries says, hey, I want to go out there and find a partner. I want to start something amazing. I want to give birth to something that I care about, right? If you think about the opposition if you think about it as a piece of string, if you pull it so tightly that it's totally taut, then it kind of starts to vibrate and like have kind of strength to it. And that's what I'm getting from this Libra moon, which is I consider other people. And then Venus in Aries, I consider my love. And it combines perfectly for, I feel, Friday the 10th to be like the perfect day for love and romance. I really do. The Libra moon also squares Pluto in Capricorn. So, oh wow, it's the wrong time. This is when the concert goes off. I'm just gonna close the door. I'll be right back. I've got a lot to do today. I can't like plan my whole day around the bells. Like between 10 to 12 and 10 past 12, I always take a lunch break. I have to because it gets so noisy. Oh, I've got some news about this place, by the way. I'll tell you at the end. Okay, Friday the 10th of March. The Libra moon opposes Venus in Aries, that nice string that's so tight and it balances you out perfectly in terms of your relationship. The Libra moon squares Pluto in Capricorn. So I'm able to work with change. I'm willing to change my relationships to see the other person's point of view. It trines Mars in Gemini, so very much about finding problems, solving the problems, being open, articulate, communicative. So again, that helps any creative types, writers. And it quincunxes Neptune in Pisces. So the Libra moon and Neptune in Pisces, again, is just so romantic. It's like, you know, the mists are rolling in. So it's really an amazing week for those kind of life themes. The moon and Venus opposition, I think, in itself makes this the perfect day to date, Friday the 10th of March. Because you're so balanced, you're considerate, and you're passionate all at once. So your energy is just going to be like luminous. You'll be likely to put out these vibes of adventure, and you'll put your best foot forward. If you're funny, you'll seem extra funny. If you're upbeat, you'll be even more upbeat. So I would use the romantic atmosphere of Friday the 10th of March to plan the perfect date. Yeah. Saturday the 11th, we've got a lot going on. So we've got the moon going into Scorpio at 6 minutes past 1 in the morning. So it's taking a dive into the emotions and the intuition. The Scorpio moon then opposes Uranus and Taurus. So change is okay and manageable. It trines Mercury in Pisces, the dream and getting messages. It quincunxes Jupiter in Aries and Chiron in Aries. So on an emotional level, I feel like I need to make things happen for myself. Jupiter in Aries then conjuncts Chiron in Aries. My mission in life is the most important thing that I should look at. So you see, what's interesting is we have a lot of conflicts this week, but we have a lot of things that balance each other perfectly. And it combines in a way where it puts you in an exceptional position because you're so able to connect with others, but protect your own interest. And protect your own interest, but be considerate of other people's feelings. So it's really exceptional. Mercury in Pisces then sextiles Uranus and Taurus. So really, I don't think you're going to be stressed at all on Saturday the 11th. Any changes that come in, you're like, okay, that's a change. I'm happy with it, you know? It's not going to be a bigger deal than that because you're willing to go with the flow. Venus in Aries sextiles Mars in Gemini. Venus is the planet of love and beauty and creativity. In Aries, it's urging you to go on these new adventures. And the sextile with Mars in Gemini, Mars, male principle, Venus, female principle, when you put them together, you get new beginnings, new life. And Aries and Gemini, it's very much about making progress on your journey, your life purpose. So if you felt like I don't have a life purpose, your life purpose may appear on Saturday the 11th. Wow. So with the moon going into Scorpio on Saturday, you go inward a little bit because that's the nature of Scorpio, to get to the root cause of things. And you may even possibly brood over a concern, but it's because of this tendency or willingness to brood over things that something may be revealed, like your life purpose. Oh, suddenly it's here. So trying to control situations on Saturday is going to feel very nerve-wracking. I don't think you're going to be into that at all. And it's a great time to enjoy the feeling of letting go and to practice letting things go. Socializing and travel also will ease any tension, and they will lift the mood a lot. Finally, on Sunday, the 12th of March, we've got the Scorpio moon opposing Uranus in Taurus. So again, I'm willing to change. So if there's anything difficult that has to be let go of, use this weekend, because that's when you're most aligned with change. The entire week is good for changes, but it peaks over the weekend here. The Scorpio moon trines Mercury in Pisces, the Sun in Pisces, and Neptune in Pisces. So it's all water now, it's all feeling, it's all love. The Scorpio moon sextiles Pluto in Capricorn. So I want to make changes based on what I feel, but practical changes. And it quincunxes Venus in Aries and Mars in Gemini. So again, it's great for painters, artists, singles, people who are looking to start new ventures. Jupiter in Aries conjuncts Chiron in Aries, and that's ultimately the crux of it. By pursuing what it is that you find important, by looking at your life purpose, and whether that's like climbing Mount Everest, or it's finding a boyfriend, or it's having children, or building a beverage company, Sunday is impressive because everything kind of comes together. So I think the weekend is really the weekend of life purpose reveal. The curtain goes back. So really, if you've been struggling with that for a while, look at it over the weekend. And I struggled with that myself. It was such a pain not knowing what I wanted to do with my life and my work. And once I found it, it was just like, I realized what an energy drain the search was of not knowing. So if that hasn't been revealed to you yet, look at it over the weekend. So with that, and Sunday made me a little, you have a lot of options on Sunday. So the watery stuff allows you to decompress and relax and get creative and connect spiritually. You're also super sociable and easy to get along with. And you may have moments of inspiration regarding your new business or any new venture that you want to start. So yeah. So it looks like an amazing week, but it's not subtle, it's big. Especially with Saturn going into Pisces, and I think it's a good thing. Let me know what you think in the comments. I hope that gives you an idea of what you'll be working with here. I was going to tell you about this place. I gave my notice because what happened, so I'm moving basically, and in my contract I have to give 6 months notice. I asked them if they could do it any earlier. They said they'd get back to me, but they haven't. And so I'll chase that up. But yeah, so I'm going to move again. And the reason I'm moving is that, you know, the cost of living stuff, they jacked up my rent quite a lot, like by 10%, and it's just too much. Yeah. This place though, where I live, it was like a luxury from the get-go anyway, because I lived in Glastonbury. I lived in this 50 square foot apartment. And when I moved, I was like, you know, the whole move to another country and stuff, it's such an upheaval. When I get to the other country, I want to upgrade, right? I want to live in a nicer place. So this place is 100 square meters. And on one level, it's too big for me because 100 square meters, you have to constantly like vacuum. And that's not my favorite thing to do. And and the bells, like you heard today, so we won't have to worry about those too much longer. But yeah, it's time to move on. I don't want to spend my whole life having to like worry about my rent, you know. I don't want that financial pressure on me. So I think I'm going to move like within the local area. I haven't really figured it out yet, but yep, time to pick up again. Okay. So if you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. I don't know if I've already said this now, you see. Yeah, but I do personal readings. If you would like a personal reading with me, I have a website called gregoryscott.com. Visit that, please. When you get there, scroll down and you'll see a button that says book your reading. Click on that to order your reading. And in my personal readings, I use astrology, the tarot, numerology, and my intuition. I combine all 4 things. And that really allows me to answer a lot of questions you may have. If it's about relationship, health, finance, travel, what's coming up in future, any questions at all, please do get in touch with me for a personal reading. And if you like this video, then give it a thumbs up. Please hit subscribe and share the video online. Have a wonderful week. Check out some of the other videos, the daily tarot reading. And I'm going to make the video on the full moon in Virgo now. So that will be up, by the time you get to the end of this. Okay. Have a wonderful week. Thanks for joining me, and I'll speak to you soon. All the best.